Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the semi-finals of SimFai eMotorsports Duel. Alright, so we've made it already past halfway through this tournament, and right now we have Chua Sing Han versus our only lady driver, Gladys Lam. So joining with me now in commentary is one of the participants, Lester Cobb.
Hi.
Alright, so Lester, Cobb, tell us a little bit about your thoughts of the competition so far.
So, okay, as we know for those of you who have been watching, Chua Sing Han has been doing really well in the E30. It's a very difficult car to control. It's rear-wheel drive, pushing past 200 horsepower. Your tail kicks out really easily. So he's been handling it at the corners, almost without a hitch for every single one of his runs. He's made the fastest timing so far at the duel.
Yep, 134.8 I saw it.
Yeah. And so he's going to be one to watch. And then of course we've got Gladys, whom I faced off during my duel.
Yep.
And she's been very consistent in all her corners. So the trick about this end-of-stop circuit is that it's technically challenging in that it has only 2 straights and the rest are all turns. So you really need to be consistent in every single turn and not make a single mistake, because a single mistake will get you out in the dirt and reduce your time or lead time to almost less than maybe 10 seconds, extend it by 10 seconds, which can almost make you lose the match.
Exactly. So as we saw earlier, just 3 seconds is actually enough, right, to throw away the race. And not just that, just clipping the grass by a little bit, just about like from our previous race between Hafiz Teo and Kendrick Tan in the first corner. That made and break his race actually. So yeah.
Each of the corners doesn't matter whether if it's a curb or it's a grass. At such high speeds with rear-wheel drives, you can easily spin the car off control.
Is that why you use the Audi actually?
Yes, we were hoping that the 4-wheel drive system quadro will be good, but it's still subject to the same limits, slightly more controllable, but that was the same issue that did me in. I clipped the grass and I went into the dirt.
So you've tried a few of the cars earlier, and you are one of the few who use the Audi. Tell us a little bit about the car and how it compares to the other cars, the rear-wheel drive cars.
Alright, so let's start with the E30 that Sing Han is in right now. The car is light, it's powerful, it can almost match up with the Audi in terms of its top speed. But at the corners, it takes the cake. It cuts every single corner very tightly. It's very prone to oversteering, unfortunately, but you could see that Sing Han controls that very well, because that's the only parameter that to him can be controlled with the throttle. Now, in the Mercedes 190, which Gladys is in, it's a much more balanced car. I love how it handles. You can floor during the corners, and be assured that if you go too fast, it understeers. It doesn't oversteer as much. So, and it's very comfortable to drive. Because we are at SimFai, the seats it has 360-degree movements, right?
Yeah, actuators.
Yeah, actuators, and you feel the kick quite hard for some of the other cars. Let's say like the Audi.
Yep.
But whereas in Merc, it's as what it is. It's comfortable to drive. You can maintain it well on the streets. You don't have to fight the steering wheel at every turn. You just point and it goes.
Is that why a lot of cars like?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
So
it's fast, it's comfortable. You have the best of both worlds in the same package, right?
So value for money, I would say.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you want to speed and set your personal record without breaking into the sweat and still have the aircon on,
Yes,
that's the way to go.
Yep, that's why Hafiz Teo, even though he's the same age as me, Hafiz Teo, but he's driving like an uncle, I guess. we can say it this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but in this track, that's what gets you the winning flag.
Yeah, for sure. Right, how about the Audi?
Now the Audi, it has both. It understeers and it oversteers at the same time. So you can see from LMB's run, if you put down the throttle in the corners and you try to control it, you will slide in a predictable manner, but still on the racing line. The tricky part comes when if you lift off, then you get throttle oversteer. And if you go in the corner too fast and then it understeers, just like a front wheel drive. So now instead of just the oversteer parameter that you have to control with the throttle, now you also have to be careful about the understeer that comes in because of the all-wheel drive system. So I was chatting with Singhan earlier before this match, and then he was saying that that's handling one parameter for him is very predictable, and that's why he can get such a fast timing.
Nice.
Now if you have to balance it out on two, then maybe you have to be your timing won't be as fast. Because now you're worrying about two things instead of just one.
Exactly. So more things on your plate.
Yeah.
So the reason why you chose the Quattro over the Mercedes, even though you praised the Mercedes, is because of the four-wheel drive system.
Yes. Once off this at a straight, it pulls off at a higher. It has a higher top speed. You can see the gap extending.
Yeah, especially the race between Ming Han and Leonard Lee earlier.
Yes.
Galen Chua. So on the straight, at the hangar straight there, I mean the runway, right?
Yes.
You could see actually towards the end, the top speed of the Audi was showing against the Mercedes.
You can get close over 240, and what some of us racers were saying is demoralizing if you're in a Mercedes behind. Because you are flooring, your engine is maxing out and you're nowhere coming close to the car in front.
Just like Captain Slow from Top Gear says, buffeting. Alright, meanwhile, Chua Sing Han, three bubble sectors and it's currently clocking time 135.2. Meanwhile, Gladys Lam is 4.266 seconds with a 139.5. Alright, so Sing Han, of course, even though he got knocked out, but Chai Jun Hao had to leave early, so Sing Han will be the one to take his place.
So you can see that Gladys is doing the final practice. Is qualifying?
Yeah, it's qualifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's doing a respectable 139.
Yep.
She can get faster, definitely, for sure. So right now is the time to make all the mistakes if you want to, or just to cement what you realized.
I think it's the cementing part for Gladys actually. If you can see from her driving, and thus far she hasn't actually gotten out of the track at all. So
both of them haven't.
Yeah, exactly. So Sing Han there really wrestling around the E30, but and it's really contrasting. If you are here right now in our studio, you can see Sing Han actually wrestling the wheel around each corner with the E30, and just like what Lester said earlier, for Gladys in the Mercedes 190E, she's actually driving very calmly and smoothly. So two contrasting driving styles.
Yep.
We're gonna see that later, and I think Sing Han as well has gotten back a little bit of his composure and confidence after his crash at the final turn earlier. That really shook him earlier actually. After his previous race, when he got out, I could see his hands actually shaking. So Lester, 1 minute left to go, so maybe you can tell us a little bit what's happened in the waiting rooms. So like, what was the general consensus of the drivers?
So we've been both watching all the races very carefully. We are trying to see each driver's racing line, how well do they do it. Are they going to crash? You know, we're trying to predict what will happen if you take the corner at a particular speed, whether you should cut from the inside or the outside. So it's very different from watching it as a spectator versus watching it as a participating racer.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel yourself when you are actually in the hot seat itself?
Yeah. So for me, when I get in the hot seat, I put everything outside of it. I try not to carry any baggage or any comments over from the race room. If there's any constructive feedback or anything that I could learn from the other drivers out there, I would kind of like note it down, memorize it. So for example, like when seeing some of the racing lines that Leonard Lee took, I tried to follow the same thing. But of course, even if I can see the racing line, doesn't mean that I have the skills to follow it. But nevertheless, you try to improve it better.
That's right. So that's it for qualifying session. Chua Sing Han 135.269. Very fast time from him there. Gladys Lam 4.266 seconds behind him. But it's not the qualifying, it is the race where you win. Alright, so let's wait for the cars to line up at the grid. begin the first race of the semi-finals, happening right here at SimFai Solutions. Alright, cars are ready, they're on the grid. Okay, we can hear Gladys' battle cry there. Alright, 2 lights, and away we go! Not much wheel spin from road drivers, good start from both, but it's Singhan with the pole position who is going to get the jump on Gladys Lam. She needs to be close enough to get that slipstream, but Singhan is pulling away.
The BMW can be very fast as it's very light.
Yes, exactly.
So even if the Merc has the power to power through the corners, you really have to drive it really hard to catch up with the BMW. Both taking turn 1 really well, smoothly.
Correct. But Gladys needs to search deeper to get that pace that she has internally.
So I noticed that Singhan drops gear and enters the corner while still dropping it, which is
very risky actually.
Yeah, and it's very different from how Gladys does it, because she will drop all gears before she turns.
Exactly. So that's the safer way of driving actually. But yeah, that's why I said both drivers do adopting very different driving styles. Singhan as well, like Lester mentioned, dropping gears mid-corner. So that in turn actually locks up your rear tires if you're not careful, and will send you into a spin.
But he looks really at home in the car.
Yep.
He's probably got it nailed down to a T at every single corner. So as you can see from the footage, at most you'll hit the curb with one of the tires,
Yep.
but he goes over it and then keeps the curb underneath the car instead of riding over the curbs.
Exactly. So I think you've noticed already the curbs and the stop is very punishing on you, especially if you get it wrong. It's very high actually. What do you think, Lester?
Yeah, it's I mean, being in the hot seat, you actually can feel every single hump of the curb,
Yep.
and just clipping it could throw your car out of control. So you can see that Singhan now is fighting the wheel.
Yeah, he took that
Yeah.
curb that we were just talking about.
Yes, and he's using the curbs to scrub off the speed so that he can turn faster. That's something that you can see from sim races at Sepang track as well. But of course, in Sepang, your curbs are much smoother.
Yes, exactly. It's actually not seeable from the broadcast, but if you were here yourself and you were driving the track, especially on the last corner, the curb itself is actually in a jagged formation. So on the direct drive wheel, you can actually feel every single of that jaggedness.
In real life, those jagged edges could tear your tire and then leave you with a
Yeah,
flat, right?
it has happened to me before, so I've lived to tell the tale, mate. Right, so Chua Singhan now, right in front. He is pulling out the gap between himself and Gladys Lam with a gap of 8.4 seconds. Gladys Lam is still on the track. She does that. She doesn't have the pace to catch up to Chua Singhan. But still, nonetheless, good driving from her.
It's a nice turn, nice exit.
Alright,
So I think
so maybe Lester, you like to let's ride on board with Chua Singhan. Maybe let's analyze his driving style.
so. Okay, now you see we're heading on the straights. We are pushing at this. We can push past 200 down here, right the curb, and you can see that he's riding both on the inside and the outside of the curb to bring its speed down. Fighting the wheel a bit, the counter steering. That is actually not natural for a normal driver. Your reflexes really have to be very fast to catch it before the car goes into oversteer.
So this is what we call alien actually in the sim racing world. So you can actually kind of classify Chua Singhan as an alien.
Yeah, because his reflexes is unbelievably fast. You know, it's hand and eye coordination as well as the legs, because we are doing manual shifting.
Exactly. And I think because of the motion itself, I think he can actually feel when the car is going to slide, it's going to slip a little bit. That's when he actually counter steers and catches it.
Yeah, and of course with a direct drive steering wheel, you can actually feel the road itself much more than if you were using, say, a Logitech G27 or G25, which personally, I use one of them and it's great, but this is real.
In fact, I warned you before, right? This is very different. It's two worlds apart, direct drive and the wheels you can get commercially. Meanwhile, Gladislav there, gets out of shape.
But still nice save.
Yeah, nice save by Gladislav.
Yeah.
No crashes from her, still on the road. Alright, so we are entering the final lap of this first semi-final race. And Chua Sing Han is in a comfortable lead of 15 seconds from Gladislav.
So with a 15-second lead, all you have to do is not make mistakes.
Exactly. So that's what Chua Sing Han now want to do, but it doesn't seem to be like it. He's actually still pushing.
No, it seems like he's still driving at his peak.
Yep.
He's not giving any chance. He's pulling the lead.
Correct.
It's like now it's coming to even 17 seconds already.
As you can see there, the green 1 minute 34.983. That's his fastest lap time of the day since practice actually. No, actually it was during the race.
And it seems like he'll be coming close to it as well.
For sure, Chua Sing Han is definitely one of the drivers which is one to look out for. He surprised a lot of us actually.
Yes, for sure.
I think he also participated in one of our previous events as well during the time attack. Didn't seem to have the pace, but he actually came down to SimFai to do a bit of training. Just one session, 1 hour. And I was the one who personally coached him on the heel toe technique. So right now he's actually displaying that heel toe technique right in front of us. And
wow, and he's coasting.
he's actually already crossed the checkered flag.
Mine is still a good run for Gladys.
Yep. So Gladislav now crossing the finishing line. Alright, so that's it for the first race of this qualifying session, of this semi-final. And it is Gladislav who will be second, and it's Chua Sing Han. Alright, maybe Lester, you'd like to do the interviews now instead of me.
Alright. Let's do an interview with Sing Han now. Please take a seat. So Sing Han, it was a very good run. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I see that you have a very smooth last lap. So, but you were fighting a few of the corners. Actually, fighting most of the corners. What were you doing back then?
Sorry, I don't get it.
So I mean, you were really pushing the timing more.
Oh yeah, I was trying to beat my previous best. I was trying to break the 103.
So what do you try to do? Do you do anything special, different from your last runs?
I tried to be more aggressive with my racing lines.
Did it help?
It did help to a certain extent.
Yeah, I was saying that we were saying that you scrubbed every single corner that you could to bring the speed. Was it to bring the speed down or to carry the speed across?
To carry the speed across.
Wow.
I see. So it's really going at the edge.
Yes.
For sure. Alright, so congratulations, Sing Han. Okay,
Thank you.
You gotta make it to the finals. So can relax for a while now. Okay, think through a little bit on how to beat that timing of yours. Alright, but I don't think later on you have time to think about beating the timing because you'll probably be thinking of beating the guy who you'll be going against it. And I think it's gonna be a fast one.
Yes, it's going to be a tough one next one.
Alright, so thank you, Sing Han. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, all the best for the finals later. Alright.
Gladys, please join us.
Hello.
Hi, so we can hear your screams in the background.
Yes, you're like shouting alien, something like that.
Yes, so what was going through your
That was the
mind?
nickname. Every single corner, he was just, every single corner he was just going, I have no idea I cannot describe it, but it's just every single corner he just get further and further away. It is crazy,
Do you ever
He
try
is
to
very
see
fast.
if you risk it a little?
No, I rather like stay, maintain and stuff like that. So but he really deserves it lah. He is very fast.
Alright, so thank you, Gladys. Don't go away yet. You are making it to the bronze match.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's one to
So
watch as well.
you will be fighting either with your other half, Hafiz Teo, or Leonard Lee.
Yeah.
So this will be pretty
I think
interesting.
that'll be fun, yeah.
Either way, you are fighting against your mentors
I hope,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
That was fun.
Alright, so thank you Gladys. Okay, we will catch her again later for the bronze match right after this next race actually. Alright, so don't go anywhere folks. The second semi-final race is coming up between the master and the student. Leonard Lee, the master, versus Hafiz Teo, the student. So this is a match not to be missed for sure. So don't go anywhere folks. The next match will be happening very soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the semi-finals, the second match of the semi-finals between Leonard Lee, the master, Hafiz Teo, the student. So, without further ado, let's get back on to the action on the track. So, Lester, what do you think about this matchup between Hafiz Teo and Leonard Lee? It seems like it's already predestined already.
No, I wouldn't say that. I remember watching their practice matches beforehand, and they faced off once, and Hafiz actually managed to get the lead over Leonard. Yeah, so he has a chance, you know. Yeah, so and if he does well, it'll be that his teacher has taught him very well.
Yes, exactly. So like. And they say the student is supposed to surpass the master, right?
Yes.
If not, the teacher not teaching properly.
Yeah. But unfortunately, this teacher also keeps learning and keeps improving, and he doesn't stop.
Exactly. So that it just goes to show that it's lifelong learning always.
Yes.
Alright, so just a few seconds more and they will enter qualifying session soon. So now they're just feeling the car around. Maybe Leonard would like to show us some drifts.
Yeah.
Yep. So off he goes into this corner. Oh, he gladly obliges. Off he goes. But it's a little bit tough. He can clutch kick a little bit. Alright, see the car slowly losing traction. Maybe you want to try for this one. Just there you go. A little bit of a drift there from Leonard Lee. But I think the nicest drift will be the next one at the long sweeping right. Because if he has time, he has only 6 seconds to go. So we better pass
And
the
it
move
was
now.
a bang.
Yep. Oh,
Well,
nice
nice
drift
one.
there by Leonard Lee. Alright, one more. Oh, too bad.
Oh.
He was about to initiate a slide, but into qualifying they go. So this is where it's grip style from both of them, or maybe they'll prove me otherwise.
This will be an interesting race.
Yep.
You're facing off with a drifter versus a grip style driver.
Correct. Saga driver.
Saga driver, yes.
The Saga driver himself got Saga from the back just now.
Wow.
Alright, so Leonard Lee there. Oh. Trying to get a.
Trying to get a grip on the tires. The
Warming up the
Audi keeps sliding left and right if the tires are not warmed up properly.
Yep. Alright, so maybe this is a precursor because Happy Steel is not that far behind.
Oh,
we
chasing out the back.
We might see a mini race going on.
They're both taking similar racing lines
Yep.
because they're
both.
refining it is one of the best way to get your timing much faster.
Exactly. So actually sometimes you want to be at the back of someone to get some pace, some reference point.
So the thing about the Audi is that you can literally floor it through a corner and slide it out if you want to, which is exactly what Leonard is doing for some of the sharp turns.
Actually, let's look at Leonard now.
A nice downshift, clean corner.
This is where he usually does his drifting. As you can see the rear starts to come out a little bit. Yes,
Hold
nice.
the speed through, nicely done. Down for the tight turn and on.
Yeah, no drama whatsoever from Leonard Lee. You know, Happy Steel gingerly gets out the corner there, goes a little bit off the curve. So of course, this session is shorter than before. It's only a 6-minute qualifying session compared to the 8 minutes from the quarterfinals. So these guys will have shorter time to clock the time and get some practice in.
So far, all their shifts have been nothing short of perfect, which is not easy because you are trying to take a corner at a particular speed. Like, for instance, for this corner, you're looking at somewhere about 130 max,
Yep.
and immediately you have to upshift.
Quick reactions are needed for sure, especially in driving old DTM car like this, which behaves like a rally car sometimes. As you can see there, Leonard now getting a drift.
Yeah.
He is definitely enjoying himself.
And Harvey still coming right behind, catching up.
And as the Drift King has said before, drifting might not be the fastest way, but it's certainly the most fun.
Well, as long as you're in front.
Yep.
That is
as
fun.
long as you're in front.
So as you can see from what happened, the curbs are not what you want to do, especially if you don't want your speed to get down.
Yep. You can see there, Lester is trying to get the tail out. And he's actually waiting for Hafiz Steel at the moment. Yes. He
Warming up the tires.
Yep. Leonard Lee is still lost about where he is. Earlier on, he actually thought that the race was a qualifying. So, yep.
Oh, he's poking up Hafiz Steel's rear.
He might,
Overtaking with the high speed.
he might be asking, does he brake now? All right, so Hafiz Steel lets Leonard Lee by. He's officially traumatized by the Audi rearing his rear end earlier on. So right, nice slide there by Leonard Lee. He's really enjoying himself. You can hear the laughter. That is him right now.
You're entering this turn at a very high speed. You can go up to 170 and then drop back down.
But not really. Leonard Lee is just playing around with Hafiz Steel at the moment. He wants to be at the rear of Hafiz Steel. Leonard is just enjoying himself there, trying to get the rear end to get loose.
We can see that from Hafiz Steel's Mercedes, the rear end is getting loose as well.
Yeah, so both drivers
Drifting
trying
around
to
the
drift
corners.
around the corners, yeah. So you know what will be perfect now? Wow, nice.
Oh, nice.
entry there by Leonard Lee. Keeps the foot planted through the corner. And now he has to swing back. The rear takes a little bit of the curb there, just like an initial knee.
Yeah, right the gutter.
Yeah, he
Focus
went
yourself
into
back
the-
in.
Yeah. Another slide there by Leonard Lee again. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Right, so less than 30 seconds to go in this qualifying session. So Hafiz Teo will be the one at the front. This was where Hafiz Teo got rear-ended earlier on. So far so good. Right, whoa, Leonard Lee that catches that slide again. That was on purpose from Leonard Lee. Doesn't he know there's a hairpin in front? Right, so that's it for qualifying. Very short qualifying, but a rather eventful one. Playful one actually. So this is where things get serious. This is where we will see very close racing for sure between Hafiz Teo and Leonard Lee.
At 1 minute 35 is really fast for the Mercedes. Just 1 minute short of what Chua Seng Han has done.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the person who's gonna win this has to clock a 135 low in order to be able to compete with Chua Seng Han for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so 2 lights out and away we go! Look at that 4-wheel drive start from Leonard Lee. Hafiz Teo tries to close the gap but maintains some gap between himself and Lee. Lee squeezes the BMW, the Mercedes out. So now Hafiz Teo will have to play catch up now. He has to get that slipstream.
But it's not easy. Leonard's pulling ahead. The Audi is really fast.
Correct. That 4-wheel drive being pushed to the test, but now Hafiz Teo goes on the braking, goes on for that gap between himself and Leonard Lee. What a move there. Yes, exactly. But Leonard Lee now will still be in front. Hafiz Teo will have to catch up.
So they are all braking very late.
Right, Hafiz Teo tries to go on his racing line, but he thinks twice. Wow, look at that. Look at the Mercedes getting out of shape a little bit. Let's compare the difference. It's 0.6 seconds now. Right, let's ride on board with Hafiz Teo.
Oh, who's just overtaken Leonard in the Audi.
Yes, exactly. So
cutting inside.
So Leonard Lee now behind Hafiz Teo.
Oh, we're getting really close.
Getting rather close now. Let's see how close.
Oh, and there goes the steer.
Alright, so there goes Leonard Lee out of the track. Alright, so now Hafiz Teo with a gap of, let's see,
3 seconds? Close to 3 seconds.
Close to 3 seconds.
They're running down the straight at high speed, coming in, braking. Leonard Lee catching up in his Audi. Oh, there's another slide right there. Oh, another slide
by Leonard Lee there. He might be behind, but he's still putting up a show for the crowd. Oh, Hafiz Teo now. The gap is 3.5 seconds.
So the next few turns will actually decide. You can't afford to make a mistake with 3.5 seconds gap.
Yes, for sure. So Hafiz Teo will have to drive cleanly now. Because either way, one of these drivers will have to face the alien Chua Seng Han later on. Yeah, I think that will be his nickname for this tournament so far.
Whoa, nice counter by Leonard.
Actually, let's ride on board with Leonard Lee for the moment. We might catch a lot of nice drifts.
So one thing nice about the Audi is that you could actually point the nose at the inside edge of the corner. Oh!
Well, he's not pointing the nose there, isn't he?
That corner is quite tough, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Hard braking to gear 2 to gear 1, and straight to the left, 90 degrees. See, that's the charm of this track, I would say. saw the master himself throwing his student into the fire later on. But that's the way it is. You just want the best for your student.
Oh, but while you said that, he gained extra 2 seconds on Hafiz.
Exactly. So Hafiz now 5 seconds in front of Leonard Lee. If Hafiz doesn't mess up, Leonard Lee going off-road. Okay, he almost smashed that meter sign. Okay, so now he's just enjoying himself now. Lots of drifting in shoes. So Leonard Lee has actually taken a little bit of engine damage actually.
There were some mechanical issues at the last turn before the flag.
That's what happens when you leave the engine over revving. Right, so another drift maybe by Leonard Lee. Let's see. For this corner.
Oh, the slide has begun.
Yeah, that's good. As you can see there. Right on the edge.
Whoa. The tire is screaming through the tarmac.
Correct. Right, hard braking now. Okay, now he gets that corner down. A little bit of a slide there. Alright, so this will definitely be the last lap of the race. Hafiz Teo is 5.4 seconds in front. Yep.
Let's look at the rear of Hafiz's car. Look at where.
Yeah, as you can see there, Leonard is just a very small speck. Oh, but Hafiz Teo! Hafiz Teo goes off the track! Oh no! No! And you can see there, Leonard Lee just right behind now.
Wow.
This is the final lap of the race. Things have changed for sure. Hafiz Teo.
Your master egging the student on. Get faster.
Yeah. Let's just ride on board with this view at the moment. As you can see there, Leonard Lee.
What Leonard is saying and what his actions are doing are completely opposites.
Exactly.
He's gaining on Hafiz.
Exactly. So let's ride on board with Leonard Lee right now in the cockpit.
Right now.
Matching their braking points. So their acceleration.
This is the last of the race. And look at Leonard Lee now, closing in the gap between Hafiz himself and Hafiz Teo. Will he make the same move he did earlier on? He goes for the inside. Hafiz Teo. Oh, and the touch. And the touch. And the touch. And Leonard Lee is in front of Hafiz Teo.
Wow,
What a close race there between himself. Between Leonard Lee and Hafiz Teo.
It was unexpected. He used Hafiz's car to slow himself down.
Exactly.
So funny.
What a close lap. Exactly. So,
Wow.
so Hafiz Teo had no choice as Leonard Lee was already on the inside under braking. What a finish. What a finish. Lester, come on, bring them in.
Hey, Hafiz. Please take a seat.
Hello.
So, what happened right at the end?
I got distracted by Leonard.
Sorry.
You were having a very good run, and then suddenly you went into the dirt.
Yeah, he said bye bye. Then yeah. I think that's the secret. I think that's the secret. You say bye bye to your opponents first.
So you can remember it when you go against Gladys for the next lap.
Yeah.
Or maybe Gladys will say bye bye to you.
I don't know lah. See lah.
Okay, so the man laughing right now, Leonard, come over here.
Please.
So Leonard, what happened at the last corner of that last lap?
Oh, it's deja vu again.
Yes, you made that.
Deja vu.
Who did you make that move on just now? Earlier?
It was actually on Darren Ivan.
Darren Ivan, yes, exactly.
Darren Ivan, yeah. Darren Ivan fell to the
So Darren Ivan said the same thing as well. So
Yeah.
Leonard, tell us what happened. The same move on Darren Ivan.
Same move that I did on Darren, I did on Hafiz. It's I think the planets just lined up, and I saw the hole on the inside again.
Yeah, even we already saw that gap was. It's like will Leonard do the same thing that he did earlier? So
Yeah.
and you took the chance and you did.
Yeah, I
it.
took the chance again.
Correct. So yeah,
that was funny. That was
Hafiz really didn't have any space to turn in just now. For sure.
Yeah, once I get them on the inside,
German
that's it.
engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Was the bye-bye the setup?
Yeah, that was the bye-bye the setup. Yeah, that was a good one actually. I didn't know that was happening. Actually, why did you go up? I got distracted. Okay.
5 seconds lead.
Yeah, it was 5 seconds lead. Oh my god.
Alright, so
Thanks.
do you guys have anything to add about the race?
Good luck on the finals.
Okay, Hafiz still.
good luck.
I think I naturally.
Hafiz, you're not going anywhere yet because you'll be challenging against your other half. So can we call Gladys as well?
Hey, Gladys. Yeah, make sure you do the same move on me.
So you can hear in the background, Leonard Lee is asking Gladys to do the same move to Hafiz, but now Hafiz is prepared, I hope.
Exactly. So we are moving on to the fight for third position at the moment between Gladys Lam and Hafiz Teo, as you can see on the screen now. We're almost at the end of this competition. So the finals for sure will be Chua Sing Han versus Leonard Lee, but we'll save the best for last. Not that we are saying that this next match isn't going to be good. It's going to be great because these two are actually a couple. So yep, it will be pretty interesting to see the banter between them later on. Alright, so Lester, what do you think is going to happen in this match?
This is going to be a tough one, no? Because so, but as we say, right, you need to learn from what Leonard did and just do the same thing.
Yeah, just say bye bye to him, and then he'll probably make a mistake.
You two are couples, so I think what you shout and what you say does have a psychological impact.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Remember to say bye bye to throw him off so that he goes into the dirt, and then after that cut on the inside edge and use him as a brakes. Yeah, that's what exactly what Leonard did. He couldn't make it at that speed.
Alright, so next up is the fight for third place. So the drivers are getting ready at the moment. So Lester, do you have anything to add before we begin?
So this race will be seeing two Mercedes going head on at each other. There is no advantage in that sense. Both cars are just as fast. They handle exactly the same. So the only difference is in the skill of the drivers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Gladys is a more consistent driver, I would say.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, correct. But Hafiz, according to her, what I asked her earlier, is more susceptible to making mistakes.
Yes.
That's a nicer way to put it, I say.
Yeah. So as you can see that racing here is not just about the skills, but actually also it's a mind game. It's like playing chess. You know, if you know what your opponent is going to do, then you've got to figure a way out how to upset his balance or her balance.
Exactly. So this is something that you won't see in real life racing where everyone's enclosed in their own cars.
No.
The banter actually goes across the room.
Yeah.
So
And being practicing together, obviously as a couple,
Yep.
she knows exactly what he will be up
his
to.
weaknesses and
Yes.
stuff like that, right? I think it's vice versa as well.
Yes, of course.
Yep. So Gladys using the number 6 Mercedes because it's actually graffitied with a lot of signatures and there's a very cute pair. Yeah, it's based on the Berlin 2007 or 2000 Berlin Olympics. Yep. Alright, so let's get back to the action on the pits. Oh, actually, it's a different thing that Hafiz Teo is driving.
That threw it off. It's a
Alright.
Mustang.
Yes, Hafiz Teo. Oh, and he's already gone off track. So Hafiz Teo is going to be trying something new.
500 over horsepower under
Yep,
the hood.
580 horsepower V8 from America.
So essentially a muscle car versus German muscle.
Yep. So two muscle cars fighting out against each other. Actually, technically, the Mercedes is not considered a muscle car because it's still an inline engine.
Inline engine.
Yep, still not the V8 yet.
But this will be an interesting one to watch because
Look at that, Hafiz Teo already drifting out the corners.
maybe he's looking to give Gladys some chance.
Maybe. But
Give her some hope.
Yeah, but as we said earlier, the Mustang is actually a very fast car in its own right, 5-speed gearbox, but it's a very good car for getting a very fast time. So maybe this is Hafiz idea of, because he has nothing to lose anyway, maybe
Yes.
he wants to beat Chua Sing Han's time.
Yes,
Maybe.
that would be good because if there's any car that could beat that, it would be the Mustang.
Yep, exactly. And I think the organizers will need to think of a fastest lap award, I think.
Yes.
Alright, so off we go for qualifying session. Let's see how well this Mustang can do. Oh,
I just like left it. Why zero still one side?
because I believe Lester earlier on we did have a Mustang, but the Mustang crashed and the engine and gearbox went kaput.
Yep, at the same corner.
Exactly. So yeah, let's ride on board on the inside of the Mustang. Let's see how it looks like on the inside. Very Spartan actually.
It's very unassuming, apart from the red stripes in front.
It reminds me a little bit of the Kid. Daniel's racing.
Oh,
It
nice.
looks a little bit right? Yeah.
Oh, you can see the horsepower catching up, even though the gears are shorter.
You can see that.
Oh, coming very close.
And you can hear from that evil laughter. That is laugh is.
And taking the inside edge is Hafiz.
And
Whoa,
Hafiz
into
goes
the
off
dirt.
track. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. This is where the mind games begin.
As you say, the consistent driver is the one that will win the race.
So it was in her right to make a move actually to block the way. She did just one move. So that was fair enough. So Hafiz still got spooked up a little bit there.
And the race hasn't even started.
Exactly. So for the finals, it's only 4 minutes into this qualifying session, so it's a pretty fast one. We might not even be seeing anyone clocking a time actually.
Yep. That makes it probably 3 laps. Without not enough time for a final one.
Maybe even 2 actually. So after this corner, it will probably be just nice for one flying lap.
Staying on the inside edge, very clean.
And here we go, hard braking. Glenn is.
Wow!
And Hafiz Teo follows as well. He goes out on track.
But still comes up faster with the
Both
horsepower.
drivers are one left, one right. They are like doing a formation dance like that.
You can see the tail kicking out of the Mustang. Rear wheel drive only, and we have no traction control like what we have now. It's really just pure brute skill and horsepower. Coming in hot, Savistio, and he understeers
Yup, and
right into the
So just like the general, I would say, conclusion about the Mustang, it is true. The brakes and the and the cornering, as you can see there, out you can see the suspension travels really a lot. Yeah, so that is, I think this Mustang is still on live spring maybe actually.
wow, that's old tech.
Old tech. It's 1992 of course. The Mustang only received independent suspension only like in the 2000s actually, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
Please don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
I think one of the things that the racers here don't get used to is that if you are doing the WTCC or the TCR versions of the modern race cars, the suspension travel is relatively short. They're stiff. The turn-in is very responsive. The tires are huge. You've got great grip, great traction. You can enter a corner at over 140 and you'll be fine.
Yep.
But these DTM cars are not. They're on skinny tires at like 195s.
Correct, and you are pretty much sliding almost everywhere.
Yeah.
You're always on the edge, I would say. And that itself complemented with the fact that you are racing with someone else and trying not to crash into each other. I think that adds up a whole different dimension of perspective for each of you.
So that is just 3 seconds off. But we'll see.
Yeah, as you can see, the Hafiz is actually struggling to get a hold of this pony. Yep. try to get a hold of this. Yeah, like, as we can hear from the distance, that he says the pony wants to eat grass. So. All right, so it's Mustang versus Mercedes coming up next for the fight for third place. All right, so both cars lined up and ready. It's lights out and away we go. So Gladyslam that gets a better start compared to Hafiz in the Mustang. That's due to the 6-gear transmission. And she takes on the inside, and Hafiz will be at the back.
Now this long straight, will the Mustang be pulling up close with his horsepower?
Yeah, I think towards the end, towards the back, that top speed will be coming through. And as you can see there, he is actually closing in. He is closing in.
And he takes
on the outside. Yep, hard braking there. And he makes it just quite. Yeah. Correct. So Gladyslam.
So now Gladys just has to remain cool and be consistent.
Yep.
And ignore the Mustang that's coming up on the rear.
Correct. Alright, so while Hafizio is trying to get to grips with his new car,
Let's go have a look at the rear view of Gladys' car.
Right, sure.
Yeah. As you can see, Hafiz is closing up fast.
Yeah, let's take a look at this cute rear wing of the Mercedes with that smiley bear.
There's some a little early braking.
Yeah.
It's closing up. This is corner. You can go high as fast as 144 or even more, 150 if you are like what Chua Sing Han did earlier.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and the tight corner.
Hard braking now. The Mustang is just right at the bumper of that Mercedes. Alright, let's stay on board a little while longer on this view as they go on to the runway straight.
And you can see Hafiz still is taking the inside edge.
Yeah, good run out there. Alright, so he's gonna get a slipstream there. That V8 will be kicking in pretty much very soon.
You can hear the engines pulling up.
Right, and now he goes onto the outside. Whoa, hard braking now by the Mustang. And he's not stopping in time. The Mustang goes onto the gravel track. With only 2 minutes and a half more to go, Hafizio will need to do all that he can to catch back up to the Mercedes of Gladyslam.
I think the brakes may not be strong enough to stop the Mustang's horsepower. Even on the Audi, it was already a heavy chassis, and you had to brake earlier than the Mercedes or the BMW.
Exactly. So all power, but nothing to show for there. So
you win in a drag race for sure.
for sure, I don't want to go to stereotypes, but here we go. The American muscle car stereotype. Right,
We have seen on the streets.
Yeah, exactly. He goes fast on the straights, but not in the corners. So you gotta be patient in the corners for sure.
So this track is a technical track. It's not one that has enough space for you to utilize all your horsepower at once.
Exactly.
Yeah, the only time you can do that is on the long straight. And if Gladys keeps up her technical driving, where inconsistent, she really does have a chance of coming out tops.
Yep, for sure. She is currently 4.5 seconds actually behind Hafizio. In front of Hafizio, I'm sorry. But Hafizio right now has closed up the gap. He is gonna close the gap even further on the main straight. Let's take a look at Hafizio.
Let's go on the front cockpit.
Alright, let's go.
So it's really scary going in the corner past 240 kilometers an hour.
So right now Hafizio will be hard on the brakes earlier than before. He has learned his lesson.
And he makes it clean.
Yep.
Both of them are driving really calm, measured. No hints of anxiety at all.
Exactly, but will this be the last lap? I wonder. Will Gladyslam be able to pass by the finishing line on time to go for one more lap? What do you think?
There is a chance. He's doing really well right now. Taking the inside edge of every single turn.
But if she goes for one more lap, there's a chance that Hafiz still might actually close the gap on her.
3 seconds, I don't think he can afford to slow down.
So exactly. She can't slow down, neither can he. So this is all boils down to where she'll be past the checkered flag.
Let's go to a rear view. This is the final turn. If anyone should make a mistake, then it's game over.
Alright, 2, 1, and the checkered flag is on standby. Gladys Lam,
Raining red for her.
with the biggest upset of this race, has won against the other half.
Wow!
Whoa.
Well done. That was a hard fight.
Yeah, despite getting the fastest time from the Mustang, but due to the mistakes done by Hafiz Teo, Gladys Lam managed to take third place. Hafiz ready, step out the car. Hafiz, tell us what part made you go for the Mustang?
I don't know, I wanted to try a personal best because I heard the Mustang was fast. Yeah, it's too fast.
So what happened coming down? I saw you late, 200 meters.
I'm braking at the same point as the Mercedes, so definitely that's something you should not do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so I tried to increase it by like 10 meters, but yeah, that's too little lah. I think you have to increase it about 50 meters for such a heavy car.
So it's not just that it's fast, but it's heavy as well.
Yeah, it rolls so much in corners.
So you can feel it on the simulator, right?
Yep.
It's different from if you're just doing a screen and a steering wheel at home.
Yep, definitely.
Gladys, come tell us, you weren't confident of winning when you first got on.
No, I wasn't.
And so what happens?
I don't know, I just stay consistent and just pray that my opponent that makes a mistake.
Alright, he did mistake more than once actually. So
Yeah, without
Yeah,
you
so I
shouting or prompting or throwing anything at him.
yep.
Yeah, I think he give me chance.
Are you sure? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
he
very
really
tight,
made a
yeah.
mistake. Yeah. Very good drive though.
It was less than 3 seconds behind
Yeah,
the finishing
exactly.
line. Yeah.
So he was really trying to get that third place from you actually. So but well deserved drive, consistent throughout the entire day, and this is what consistency brings you.
Thank you.
Alright, congratulations Gladys.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we'll see you at the podium later on.
Yay.
Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll start the final race very shortly. As you can see there, Gladys Lam has made it to third place. Hafiz still will finish in P4. Alright, so the next final race is something that you guys should stick around for. For sure, the fastest man of the day, Chua Sing Han, versus the how to say experienced master Leonard Lee, coming right up.
Your car, you see you now, I don't know anymore, and I hope I'll you.
session. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the final race of the day between the alien Chua Sing Han and the experienced master Leonard Lee. So both drivers actually still in the pits actually. So let's go back to the action. Let's go back to the action on the track. Both drivers taking it easy, breathing in and out, taking the scenery, taking in the car.
So it's Audi versus BMW.
Yep.
So it's Audi is the heaviest car on track. It's 130. Sorry, it's 1,300 kilograms.
Okay.
Versus a BMW that's just 1 ton.
Yep.
The strongest straight is on the straights, as you can see. Just pulls away from all its competitors. Tricky part is the first corner, where then you see Chua Sing Han catching up in the turns because it's smaller, it's lighter, it's more agile and just rear wheel drive.
If you realize something, both drivers are able to catch the slides of the car, and that is something very pivotal in controlling this 1992 DTM cars.
Basically, the cars you can expect them to slide around. So the question is, who is faster in catching the slide and then pointing it at the racing line?
So I think a lot of predictions here. But you can see that Leonard Lee is actually provoking the car into a slide and then getting out of the corner as fast as he can.
The long wheelbase of the Audi makes it
Very hard to turn to rotate the car actually.
Yes.
Yeah, compared to the E30 BMW. Compared to the E30 BMW, it's much more shorter. As you can see there on the screen. As he goes to the back of the Audi. Alright, so here we go for qualifying session. A very short 4 minutes. So they gotta scramble out of the pit lane as soon as they can. Sing Han giving space to Leonard.
Yeah, you're coming for qualifying, you're trying to get the best lap time. So it's always good to give space in case your competitor tries to block you.
That's right. So sometimes it's not on purpose, but yep. If you know you're faster, you're definitely gonna give space.
Because you're going to catch up.
Exactly. And when you catch up, you're gonna have to slow down again. So that's right. So even though it's only 2 people, qualifying session is actually very, very important because you get to start slightly in front. And for the BMW of Sing Han, he will need to be in front because that 4-wheel drive system of the Audi Quattro will pull Leonard out of the straights as soon as he can.
Yeah, you have 4 wheels, better traction on all, with the acceleration spread out for tires instead of just 2.
Exactly, we've seen the Audi is actually dominating in that aspect for the standing start actually.
And see, both cars are doing very clean laps, no mistakes. Coming close to inside edge, a bit of drifting from Leonard.
Yeah. But as you can see that actually at the back, Sing Han is actually catching up very slowly. Wow, Leonard really now throwing the car out of the corner as soon as he can. But that was just the outlap, and now we go on to the main straight for their flying lap.
And the main straights are actually where the Audi will show its true colours.
But Leonard Lee really drifting the car there. Sing Han gets a little bit out of shape, took a little bit of the inside curve there.
And Audi still pulling away. Both coming in hot on the turn.
But under braking, you can see there that the BMW is actually caught up with the Audi.
Yep, right hot on his heels. The Audi being heavier, it turns slower.
Yep, and under braking as well, it will slow down even slower as well.
But the one thing is, with a longer wheelbase, if you're taking a corner in the middle of the road, you could actually block your corner later on. So that's one thing that Leonard has used it to his advantage
For sure.
against Hafiz Teo, as you
Yeah,
can see.
especially on that last turn, last corner move.
Yeah.
On 2 drivers actually, not just Hafiz Teo, but on Darren Ivan earlier on in the day as well.
So the question is, when do you use it? It's very important as well.
Right, but if you can see on the screen right now, JH11, Chua Sing Han is actually closing down the distance between himself and Leonard Lee. This is of course qualifying session only, but you can see that he's just right up the rear of, but he loses it of that final corner.
Yeah.
This is thankfully only qualifying session. No, don't. Right, so Chua Sing Han there, technical difficulties for him. He was on a very good run there. He was on the run for his pole position, but he lost it on that last corner again. So the last corner there proving to be the Achilles heel for Chua Sing Han.
As you say, the E30 is really tough. Your tail keeps sliding out, even if you are taking a corner slow. So if you clip a curb, and that could just throw you off.
So Leonard Lee has everything in his hands now. He has the four-wheel drive system, the Quattro, and as well as the pole position. So he will have good traction on the start. Alright, so 2 red lights, and off we go. As usual, blistering start there by the Quattro, but not by much. Sing Han had a good start as well, no wheel spin whatsoever.
Right out on the heels of Leonard Lee.
Right, and now he is gonna have that slipstream, or maybe not. He is actually staying on the outside. Actually, he's gonna align himself earlier on. As we saw earlier in qualifying, under braking. See, this is where Sing Han closes in on the gap. With that blistering fast heel toe technique of his, the car still stays stable even under braking. Alright, as you can see now, let's look on our screens. Chua Sing Han now just right behind the bumper of Leonard Lee. And on board there, you see Leonard Lee taking the inside line a little bit, tries to block his way. Fair play there by Leonard.
So that's one thing about duos is that what your opponent does can actually throw you off your own line.
Exactly, so it's a bit like chess. So even if you're in front, you can still control the pace of the guy behind you. There you see there, just now in that previous corner, Leonard went out wide to bait Sing Han, but he closes the door after that. Right, Leonard Lee there showing some of his drifting skills. Now's not the time though. He has a very fast driver right behind him.
But in such a tight corner, you really find it hard to overtake on the outside.
Alright, so Leonard Lee now staying in the middle, trying to be as wide as possible, making that Audi as wide as he can. Right, I think this is the closest fight we've seen the entire day. Both drivers just
in the middle again.
Correct.
And pulling out on the straights like what Audi does best.
Yep. So here we go again. So the Audi, this is where the Audi strength shows, and later on in the infield, that's where the BMW shows its strength.
Oh, late braking by the Audi, and he makes it. A little twitchy rear, because you're coming in at higher speeds than normal.
Exactly. So right now, Chua Sing Han.
We're talking about 0.6 seconds. And now 0.4.
Let's check the rear wing of the Audi. So you can see that, wow, look at under braking how close the BMW gets close into the Audi. So right now the BMW is showing what it's capable of on the infield. Under braking, its lightweightness is showing the advantages as well.
But Leonard is not leaving the inside edge open. He's cutting in close as fast as he can, and then moving out to the outer edge, which interferes with the usual racing lines.
Exactly.
So that's one advantage if you know your opponent and you know the lines you take. By occupying the same line, it really throws your opponent off.
Yep. But Chua Sing Han there got a good exit out there, so still not giving up yet. We might actually be able to go for the extra lap.
Both cars doing almost perfect driving.
Right, but again, as we see that Quattro power pulls away from the BMW, but not as much as before though.
Yep, the BMW is catching up fast. The shifts are quick.
Yeah, and as the fuel drops further, the BMW is going to get even lighter than before. A bit of a clutch slip there by the BMW.
Also, one of the things is that this is not the seat that Sinhan is used to. In the coin toss, Leonard got the more comfortable one, the one that he's used to. So your environment plays a part as well.
Right, Singhan is not giving up yet. We actually may be able to go for an extra lap. So all he needs to do now is to close the gap even further. Leonard Lee.
At their level of driving, I think the first driver to make a mistake might lose the lead.
So
Very clean turn by
I can feel the heat actually at the moment. It's resonating from these two drivers actually. So right now, Chua Sing Han getting closer to the Audi. The Audi that makes a mistake. He went up the curb too high a little bit.
Oh, takes the inside line.
Oh! And Chua Sing Han makes the move. Tries to make the move on that final corner. But Leonard Lee will pull away from Chua Sing Han. Pressure was just mounting to. Despite Leonard Lee being in front, it was actually Leonard Lee who was actually putting the pressure on Chua Sing Han
Yeah,
actually.
that's putting it backwards.
Yep. So even at the front, you can still apply pressure to the guy at the back.
And that's one of the advantage of being an experienced drifter and a racer in real life.
The experience shows earlier. Leonard Lee actually showed his calm self. Yeah, he didn't do anything much. Just tried to be as wide as possible, and that was enough to spook out the young driver, Chua Sing Han.
I mean, one of the things that, if you notice, Leonard was actually driving slower than usual.
Exactly. So he was actually altering his driving lines as well, just to try to get into the mind of Chua Sing Han. But this is actually really where the experience comes in.
I think staying calm under pressure from the back is not easy to do.
For sure.
When you see a pair of headlights coming in so close, your tendency is to speed up and hit brake later, not earlier.
Correct. So this is where actually the whole saying to look ahead comes in, because you gotta prepare and kind of like see a little bit into the future, be a clairvoyant a little bit. But yep, Leonard Lee will be crossing the finishing line, first place, in a comfortable lead.
Nicely done.
Yep. So Chua Sing Han as well now going out of the second last corner, hard brake into the last corner.
And his fastest lap time too, almost.
Okay, so yep, it's actually the fastest is still the Audi. It's almost got into the 134s.
Wow.
Yeah, so if Leonard had pushed a little bit more, he could have learned the faster time as well. But I think that was a very good fight. Yeah, it's definitely deserved a call.
Very, very close fight.
Alright, so let's get closer to the two drivers after they've done their PR stuff.
Okay.
Alright, please do the honors.
So tell us what happened, in the last lap when Singhan was right behind you, you actually slowed down.
Really? I think he sped up, right? Now I was looking at all the timings. I was looking at the distance timing, all the deltas. They were kind of like hanging between 500, 400, all the way down. And then suddenly it became about 700. That's when I noticed like something's not right.
Yeah.
So I was like, just kept driving consistently. I'm getting very comfortable with the car now. You can see my corner exits, especially can't remember which turn, the first round turn. So anyway, coming out sliding, and I think it's a great car.
Yeah,
a great car.
we see a
Audi
lot
built
of
a
good
great
drifts
car.
and slides.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anything caught there?
Yes.
Oh, many.
Oh, many.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see it on Facebook.
Yeah,
you can
Watch
see
the
the
replay
replays.
again.
Yes,
It's an
beautiful.
exciting match.
Drift at SimFai.
Yes.
That's why you are the drift instructor, man.
Yeah. Good, good. It was beautiful. Thanks, man. Thanks for the race.
Alright.
Okay, Singhan. So tell us what happened at the last corner.
Oh, at the last corner, I was actually quite frustrated at my opponent because there was a lot of opportunities where I could enter faster than him, but he was blocking my racing line, so I couldn't make my move.
Yeah, so see that's one of the things that
Experienced drivers bring to the table. So
I agree.
Yeah, I hope you have learned a little bit about the experience from him. It was, though I mean he was still considered blocking, but it was fair kind of block. So yeah, let's hope that you take this as a learning opportunity for yourself. But nonetheless, you made it to second position, which is not bad. I think for sure you have you were the surprise of the whole tournament actually.
Yes.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so what would you like to credit for the actually, because prior to this you actually went for a tournament before, right? Yeah, at our time attack session, and from then and compared to now, like, what do you think was the biggest change in your driving style?
The biggest change was how I viewed corners. Like in the past, I just wanted to take corners smoothly, to take the apex during the center of the turn. But Asafi taught me that taking a late apex sometimes actually helps a lot, and it really shows here.
Right. So about a little bit about your footwork. Maybe you'd like to share with them about what happened to your footwork from before and now.
Oh, and now I'm a lot more confident with braking with load cell pedals, which I believe are more accurate, are more realistic than spring-based ones.
And how about the heel toe? You're like showing really quick heel toe techniques from before.
Oh, Asafi also taught me like how to heel toe, how to heel toe better. Like I could place my foot higher up on the pedal.
Correct.
To better reach the gas pedal to heel toe.
Okay. I remember when you first came here, you actually not slowing down the car when you heel toe.
Yeah.
So the reason was because he actually under braking you actually have a little bit of throttle input, right? That's why your car wasn't slowing down. Remember that?
Yeah.
So just by placing your foot at a different position helped tremendously, I believe.
Yes.
All right. So there you have it, folks. That is your winner for today's tournament, Chua Sing Han. All right. So we will host our podium honors just shortly. So that won't be on this live broadcast. But thank you so much for watching our race throughout the entire day. All right. So we will be bringing more of these kinds of e-motorsports tournaments in Singapore. So if you're around, please, and if you're watching, do like us on our Facebook page at SimFai Solutions, and we will keep you guys up to date with any competitions coming up. Alright, this has been Asafi Asadi. I've been your host and commentator for the entire day. Alright, and looking forward to hosting more. Alright, thank you, and signing out.